Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card is going to be messages and predictions for the month of June 2021. We'll start by getting a general overview of your month, and then we will look at the specific areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is blue Chalcedony. Number 2 is clear quartz. And number 3 is orange selenite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the blue Chalcedony, this is going to be your reading all about your June 2021. And can I just say, I'm freaking in love with this crystal. I just got this one recently and the color is like, it's almost otherworldly to me. It's so beautiful. Anyway, you guys who chose this pile, you have amazing taste. So let's get right into your cards now. I'm gonna start with this oracle card that we have here, and this is going to give us the general energy of your month, or what message your spirit guides have for you this month. And the card that we have for you guys is dreams. So it looks like you guys are going to be dreaming a lot in the month of May. The first way I'm gonna interpret this card is like literal sleeping dreams. You may especially have very vivid or intense dreams around the full moon. I'm looking at the full moon out of the window here. I don't know off the top of my head when that's going to be, but I'm guessing it will be around the end of the month. But pay attention to your dreams. I feel like in addition to having many, they will be more vivid. They will be more intense. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean like emotionally intense, although they could be, but I guess I mean that they're going to feel very real or very impactful. So pay attention to the messages that you're receiving in them. Pay attention to who is there and what is happening. I feel like in June, more than usual, the things that are happening in your dreams are not random. Your guides are actually trying to communicate very specific messages to you. You guys might want to even start keeping a dream journal if you don't do that already. So as soon as you wake up from a dream, or when you wake up in the morning, if you remember, you can write down everything that you dreamed about. It is good to do it as soon as you wake up so it's fresh in your mind, but I know that I personally couldn't be bothered to like turn my light on at 3 in the morning and write it down. So in the morning, if you can remember, write down the things that you've dreamed about and see if you can analyze the messages that you're receiving. I've also heard that practice helps you to have lucid dreams, if that's something you guys want to do. This month might be the month that you guys have that breakthrough if you've been trying to lucid dream, meaning that you visit your desired reality or you create your desired experiences and sort of consciously go through your dreams like that. It could also be a month where you guys successfully astral project if you've been trying to do that. So that's the interpretation I feel for sleeping dreams, but I also want to talk about our waking dreams, meaning your wishes, your prayers, what you want to manifest. I think that that's going to be significant for you guys too in the month of June. Basically, that a dream is coming true this month. The dream that you care most about, the dream that you think about before you go to bed at night, the dream that you watch a bunch of pick-a cards about, the thing that is very close to your heart that you really want to realize. And I know this is going to be different for everybody because it's a general reading. There are so many people watching and everybody's dreams are different, but I really do think that in the month of June, a big dream is going to come true for you guys. So your manifestation skills, would you call that? Your manifestation powers are going to be on point in this month. I actually wanted to read what is written in the guidebook because I just got this deck recently. I'm not super familiar with it, so I want to see what the guidebook has to say about this dreams card. Look out into the night sky and observe the constellations shining back at you, for it's the stars that point you in the right direction of your dreams. With this in mind, take some time to decide what it is that you wish to come true. Whatever you choose at this time will work out well. So take this opportunity to focus on a lifelong dream or ambition. You see, it's going to be a big one. I can feel it. Go to bed with a sense of excitement, for you're going on a journey as you always do, whether you're aware of it or not. Acknowledge the dreams you have, for each are entwined with meaning and messages to assist you in your awakened state. And this guidebook, it also comes with a spell that you can do that pertains to the energy of the card. I'm not going to read out the spell, but if any of you guys are interested in doing this spell, feel free to pause the video so that you can read it and you can do it. Yes. What a beautiful message. So yeah, definitely big waking dreams are coming true for you guys. Whatever I guess you guys will be watching this in the month of May, or maybe at the very beginning of June. So whatever intentions you are setting right now, it is going to go well. That's what the guidebook says. So make sure that you're setting your mind on what you really, really want. The energy is really favorable for you guys to be manifesting the things that you are thinking about and focusing on this month. Okay, so let's move on to our tea leaf oracle cards now. These will give us a look into any specific events that your guides want you to know about this month, something to look forward to, something to watch out for, and things like that. So we have dog barking, advice from a friend, harp, great happiness. Are you gonna focus? No, it's okay. And vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. So I want to start with this dog barking card first, because immediately I drew a connection with the dreams card. If you guys have a really vivid dream where you feel that it's significant, but you're not really sure what it means, you guys are being encouraged to share what you've been dreaming about with your friends, because you never know, they might have a really insightful interpretation. I personally do this all the time with my close friends. If I have a dream that really stands out to me, but I have no idea what it's trying to tell me, and very often I'm blown away by their interpretations. And you know, why didn't I think of that myself? That's so interesting. So if you guys are up for it, of course, I think that sharing, is that a little bug? Yeah, he can stay there. He's not hurting anyone. I think that sharing your dreamed experiences with your friends could lead you to some really interesting interpretations. They might be able to make sense of them for you and bring to light some truths that you hadn't considered. So that's the first thing that I thought of with this dog barking. In addition, the dog with the vulture, it could be showing that you're going to have a lot of support around you in terms of your mental health, in terms of your emotions. If you guys are the type to close off or deal with things yourself, I see that you're going to have a lot of support, whether it's friends, it could also be family, it could even be a love interest or a significant other. You're being encouraged to open up, just open up about the things that you are experiencing, what you're thinking, what you're afraid of. I feel like there's going to be a lot of listening ears around you in the month of June, and I think you're going to be very moved by the emotional support that you receive, by the advice that you receive. So, you know, if you're explaining you've been feeling anxious lately, you've been feeling depressed, know that you will be met with genuine concern and genuine advice. You know, you will get more than just oh, that sucks. So of course, if you feel comfortable to open up and receive that support, because the universe has definitely lined that up for you in this month of June. Great happiness is pretty straightforward. Emotionally, I think you guys are going to be doing very well this month. Of course, we saw before here that a significant dream is coming true for you. It looks like your relationships are thriving. One thing I want to say, if I look at the vulture, there it is, the vulture and the harp together, if any of you guys feel like you have upset someone or bothered someone, like someone is mad at you or annoyed at you or doesn't like you or whatever it is, that may be inaccurate, and I think you're being encouraged to talk to this person because you'll realize that this person is not mad at you at all, is not bothered by you at all, and actually really likes you. And if they had been giving you any signs that that wasn't the case, it was probably to do with something else that they were going through. Because I feel that if you talk it through with this person, you realize that they have very positive feelings towards you. And this worry that someone is against you, I think will be unfounded, because in the end, you're going to be very happy about your relationships. Okay, so yes, that's what I see here. So now let's move on. This bug is really struggling. He has no idea where he's going. And now I don't know where he is. Anyway, so let's move on to the specific areas of your life, which are love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. And I'm going to start with love and relationships. So we have the 5 of Cups here and miracles. Oh my gosh. This is really cool. I feel like it matches with that last message about some relationship or some aspect of your relationships that you thought was negative actually turning out in a positive way. So the 5 of Cups, it represents sadness, heartbreak, loss, disappointment, miracles. Obviously, it represents miracles. So what I'm seeing here is like your faith in a specific relationship, or your faith in love and relationships in general, is being restored in a major way in June. Something is turning around for the better in a very, very significant way. So the 5 of Cups would represent something that you guys are upset about. Again, it could be a specific relationship. Like maybe you had a conflict, a separation, a falling out, something like that with a love interest. Could also be a friend or a family member. Or again, it could just be something general. Like maybe you just feel your relationships in general aren't going how you want them to. Maybe you are struggling to find love. Maybe your current partner has been doing something that kind of upsets you and puts you in this 5 of Cups energy. Whatever it is, I see that it's going to do a complete 180 with this miracles card. So something that you had even like, you'd given up on it getting better, or you'd lost hope in the connection, you'd lost hope in the relationship. It's like hope is definitely being restored this month. So if it's a specific relationship, I see it's going to be patching up. It's going to be going like full speed ahead in the direction that you've wanted it to go in. For those of you who are like struggling to find a relationship or make a relationship work, you could be meeting someone this month in a very serendipitous way. So what I would say for the month of June is that it might start off a little bit heavy. You might start off still a little bit sad and discouraged, but within the month, things are going to completely turn around. So again, it could be a reconciliation, like reconnecting with someone, moving forward with someone when it looked like that was never going to happen, or even meeting someone new when it looked like that was never going to happen. But yeah, look, you have dreams and miracles. So the universe is manifesting things for you left, right, and center. You guys are going to be incredibly blessed in the month of June. And I'm noticing the month of 5 here, the month of 5, I was going to say 5 as in the month of May. So maybe something disappointing or even heartbreaking happened to you guys in the month of May. And then in June, it's going to turn around. It's going to get better. It's going to resolve. So very happy things in your love and relationships for sure. And let's take a look now at your career and studies. Oh my gosh, it's the Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles and release. Okay, so let's start with the Ace of Pentacles. This is obviously good news when it comes to finances and career. It can be interpreted in many different ways, but they are all positive. So what I can say for sure for all of you guys across the board is that money is coming in some form, like more money than usual. So if you guys are working, this could be you receiving a raise. It could be receiving a bonus. It could be receiving a lot of tips. So depending on your field of work. If you're a student, this could be you receiving scholarship money. Or it could even be like if you guys have had exams recently, maybe you did really well or you're going to do very well if you have them coming up soon, and then you're going to receive some congratulatory money from somebody in your life, like they're rewarding you for your hard work. It could definitely be something like that too. Any of you guys who have applied for a loan or for any sort of financial aid, it's very likely that you are going to get it in the month of June. If you guys are self-employed, you have your own business, I think that the month of June is going to be really good financially. Like I think you're going to make a lot more money than usual this month. And for those of you who have been working on something and it hasn't made that much money yet, or maybe it hasn't made any money yet, like a project that you guys are working on, something creative, I do see that a significant flow of money is going to be coming in this month. So I know that was a lot of examples. I want to make sure that as many people's situation as possible is accounted for, but basically the Ace of Coins is gifts of money. It can also be an offer that is coming to you, like a job offer, an offer from a very high paying client. I just heard some of you guys are going to be getting some sort of prize or like award for your excellence. Interesting. Like an award for your accomplishments. So let's talk about this release oracle card now. I did want to point out that both of these cards have like fall vibes going on. So it could be that, you know, the money is starting to come in June, but you're going to hit sort of like a peak or your most abundant time in the fall season. Whenever the fall season happens for where you are in the world. But the first thing that I thought of with this release is like a huge weight being lifted. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like whatever money is coming in here, it's going to be like a huge relief for you. Like it's going to relieve a lot of stress. It's going to relieve some sort of burden. Maybe many of you guys are recovering from a financial struggle. And also I thought of rest and relaxation with this card, I guess, because when you think of the cycle of the season, fall is like when things are starting to wind down. So once some of you guys get this reward and reach this accomplishment, maybe you'll have a period where you're just able to rest and relax for a little bit. Maybe you'll have a few days or maybe even a few weeks off from whatever it is that you're doing. I do sense a period of rest for some of you before you jump into the next thing. But another meaning of the release card can also be letting something go. So just to give an example, let's say you guys are working your regular job and you have your side hustle, which you're really passionate about. You've been putting a lot of work into it. And then in the month of June, your side hustle starts to make more money than your regular job. Or maybe this is like the third or fourth month in a row that you've been making really good money. And, you know, you're starting to not be able to manage both, or you just don't want to do both anymore. And so this gift of money is providing you the stability and security that you need to release the regular job that you were not as passionate about. So it's like you're being sustained enough here that you can release things that don't fully bring you joy. You can let go of the excess baggage. It's not really baggage. Let go of the excess tasks or the things that are eating up your time, the responsibilities that you don't want to do anymore, because you no longer have to hold on to those things for any security. So either way, I feel like this release is talking about release of a burden, release of stress. Anything that you don't want is going to fall away. As you start to make more money in a way that is favorable to you, you can let go of the ways of making money that are less favorable, essentially. Yes. So finally, let's go to are cards for your spiritual and personal growth. So here we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have Patience. So when I put these two cards together, it seems like a lesson that you guys are working on right now is a lesson of patience and hard work. Together, I'm thinking of the phrase like good things take time, good things come to those who wait. Basically, a lesson that I think Spirit has been trying to teach you is that the things that are worthwhile, they take time and effort. They don't happen overnight. But once you reap the rewards or reap the fruits of your labor, it's all worth it. And for just as much time and effort you put in, the fruits are the fruits of your labor are going to feed you for a very long time. So I think that this message might have something to do with, you know, the career, finance, studies message as well. Because this, it feels like a reward for your efforts or whatever you're receiving here. I do think it's a fair energy exchange, meaning I think that you guys have put a ton of energy, time, effort, blood, sweat, tears to get to this point, to get to where you are now so that you can receive this reward. And so I think through this experience, you guys are able to realize like, wow, I'm freaking proud of myself. I was disciplined, I was hardworking, I put everything I had into it, and look, now it's finally paid off. Now I finally have this reward. So all of my patience, all of my hard work and dedication is paying off. And I think in the future, you guys would be less likely to, you know, try to find like the fast results, the instant gratification, the get rich quick, because you see the meaning of true hard work, you find fulfillment in it, and you recognize that the best things, they don't happen quickly. The best things are not easy come, easy go. It's something that you build up slowly over time, and that in turn sustains you for a very long time. I feel like you guys are gonna find a lot of joy and fulfillment in the journey of it, like taking step by step and putting in the work every day, as opposed to just you know, being upset, being frustrated, being impatient, and waiting for those results to come quickly. You're gonna find joy in the process. You're gonna find joy in the journey. And this is what Spirit has been trying to teach you through this whole thing. I feel like June is where you're coming to the end of it and you're really seeing the truth of this. And then when you have that moment to let go and relax and take some time off, it feels so good. It's gonna feel so good. I feel like you guys are gonna be really, really proud of yourselves this month, because whatever it is you're working on here, you're succeeding, you're becoming more mature and disciplined as a result. You're having improved communication in your relationships, you're strengthening your relationships, you're being blessed in your relationships, in fact, in a very serendipitous way. And your dreams are coming true. So what did I say at the beginning? You guys have good taste in crystals, and she did not disappoint. So this is what I see for your month of June. I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the clear quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your June 2021. So let's get right into the cards. I'm going to start with this oracle card here, which is going to give us your main energy for the month of June and anything your spirit guides want you to know about this month. And the energy that we have for you guys is transformation. So it looks like this is going to be a month of big change for you guys. I'll start with the more outward things, I guess, that are coming to my mind. Some of you guys could be going through a change in your career path or in your area of study. This could also be a physical transformation. So maybe some of you guys are doing something to change your physical appearance. You're changing your hair, you're changing the way you like to dress. If you guys have been working on any sort of transformation with your body, maybe you'll start to be seeing the results in the month of June. But I do feel that this transformation is first and foremost something inward. I think many of you guys may be having a shift in your goals, like reassessing what it is that you really want out of life and who you really want to be. You're being encouraged to really reflect on your reasons for pursuing the things that you're pursuing, and you guys might realize something that you always thought you wanted or something you always thought that you believed in, it's not really resonating with you anymore. It doesn't really make you happy anymore. And so you shift it. And the same could happen the other way around. Something that you never thought you really wanted to do, suddenly you realize you're very interested in it. Or something you never really believed in before, you're like, wow, maybe this does make sense for me. Maybe there is some truth in this. So there's inner shifts going on as well. But I see that they're all going to be positive. A lot of you guys are shifting into somebody who is more optimistic. You're becoming more confident. You're really starting to believe that the universe is in your favor. And so when you go through this inner shift, this in turn transforms the world around you. And it changes the way you see the world. It changes the way you interact with the world. A lot of you guys are becoming really, really powerful magnets for your manifestations and for the things that you want. You're like shedding that old, you're shedding your cocoon. Well, you don't shed a cocoon. You're coming out of your cocoon. You're shedding the old that doesn't serve you anymore. And you're emerging as this beautiful, free, light as a feather butterfly. I feel like you guys are going to feel a lot lighter. You're going to feel a lot more you, especially those of you guys who have been going through a rut, like something just isn't fitting within your spirit and you can't put your finger on it. Something is shifting, something is clicking this month, and you're discovering who it is that you really want to be in this world. So this is a really exciting energy, and I do actually want to read what is written in the guidebook because I just got this deck recently, so I'm still getting acquainted with it. So let's read what it says for transformation. It's been a long and arduous journey through the dark night of the soul. Nobody held you, sympathized with you, or dried your tears, nor did they congratulate or praise you. This was your path to walk alone, with only the misery of isolation for company. However, as you faced up to obstacles and challenges, a process of understanding and forgiveness has enabled you to embrace the parts that serve you. As one who has walked through the darkness, you're now ready to emerge and be brightly transformed, so you can now hold the energy of both dark and light, knowing and wisdom in balance. So this is like a powerful awakening that you guys are going through. There's also a spell in this guidebook for each card that pertains to the energy of the cards. I'm not going to read the spell, but if you guys are interested in reading it so that maybe you can do it on your own, I'll just leave the book open here and feel free to pause the video if you would like to read it. Okay, so those are the messages I see for your transformation card. Things are changing. It seems like a lot of you are going through an awakening. You're coming out on the light side of the tunnel. Yes, and now let's take a look at your tea leaf oracle cards. These will show us any specific events that your guides want you to know about this month, something to look forward to, something to watch out for. We have a dog close up. Pile 1 had a dog too. Pleasure with a close friend. Forest. Muddled, unclear thinking. And broom. New home, new attitude. So perhaps in the month of June, a lot of you guys are going to also be changing something about your living space or your living situation, or you're being encouraged to do so. It's almost like Spirit is saying there's this new you, new attitude, and We want your living space, your environment to be a reflection of that. So maybe some of you guys are actually moving to a new location, or you could be redecorating your space. But regardless, I think a lot of you are being encouraged to sort of do a purging of your living space. So declutter, throw some things away or donate them if they can be donated, and really clean up your space. That's what I feel with this broom. And also with the forest, because what I think this card is talking about with the muddled, unclear thinking is that if you guys are currently living or working in a messy space, like something with a lot of clutter, or you're holding on to a lot of items from the past, I feel like this cluttered energy or the past energy that is lingering in your living space, it's sort of muddling up your mind. Maybe it's preventing you from focusing or feeling truly relaxed and refreshed in your space. And so with these cards together, it seems like your guides are saying that, you know, a good cleansing and purging of your space will really do wonders for your mind. It will make you a lot more brighter, a lot more focused. It will increase your energy. It will improve your mood. So some sort of change, but more specifically like a freshening up or a clearing of your living space, I think is what your guides are recommending this month. We also have the dog card, pleasure with a close friend. So I think that your social life is going to be really amazing in June, particularly your friendships. And the butterfly, I think, actually matches with that, because I'm thinking of like a social butterfly. So you guys could have a lot of energy to be interacting with all kinds of different people this month. Even if you're an introvert, you may just be really into being very much out there this month, like communicating with many different people, making plans to see people if you can do that. You may even be making one or a couple new friends. I think friendships is going to be a really big theme for you guys in June. Maybe some of you guys are even like moving in with a friend, like you have a new home with somebody who is very close to you, could be a significant other as well. Or maybe if you are redecorating or cleaning your space, you're gonna have like a close friend with you who is helping you or just keeping you company so that it kind of becomes something fun. Because I know, well, depending, I guess some people like cleaning, but it can certainly be kind of a drag or, you know, a hassle. So maybe having a friend with you is going to make that better. But yeah, it's like you guys you're a whole new person. You might even have new tastes. Like maybe you're redecorating your space because suddenly you have new tastes, new preferences, new interests. It seems like you guys are having really positive changes of heart about many things. It's funny, I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a dog who lives downstairs and they are barking a lot. So maybe that's a confirmation about like friendships being a really central theme this month, because I think all of the dog cards in this deck are about friends. I'm pretty sure, but wow, it looks like this month is so vibrant and rejuvenating and uplifting for you guys. Okay, so let's move on now to the specific areas of your life. So I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships cards. For your tarot card, we have the Knight of Wands, and oh my gosh, for your oracle card, we have change. Okay, so I will say that the Knight of Wands, first of all, it represents a fire sign. More specifically, it could be a fire sign who is close to you in age, although it doesn't have to be. That is a very loud, is that an airplane? Anyway, so this could be confirmation for some of you guys if there is a special somebody in your life who is a fire sign. There could be some important developments with them this month. But I will start with like a general relationships interpretation, and then I'll do like an interpretation specifically for love and romance. Again, we have a message of change here and very uplifting energy, quite literally. And it's interesting because whenever it comes to a Knight card, I think of You know, how the fact that the knight has a horse, it allows him to travel longer distances in a shorter time. Like the horse takes him farther. And so imagine now that the horse has a freaking hot air balloon. Now the horse can fly high and it can soar great distances. You guys are really, really being uplifted this month. Again, I think it's going to be a great month for your social life. You're going to be surrounded by very supporting, uplifting, cheerful people. Since you guys are going through this sort of transformation, I do think that's going to affect your relationships too. So I think you will see some new faces in June, like the main group that you hang around with. Maybe there's going to be some changes there, especially if you guys are changing your path in any way or you're developing new interests. That could definitely bring in a new social circle. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that your old friends and your old relationships are going to drift apart. I certainly don't want you guys to think that way. Of course, if there are any relationships that you do want to move on from, that can happen this month. But just because new people are coming into your life, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, the people who were there before are going to be drifting away. So I just wanted to make that clear. But yeah, I do think the people you're hanging around with can be shifting this month. With the Knight of Wands and with this uplifting energy here, I sense that these people are going to be incredibly optimistic, very ambitious, very driven, kind of like go-getters, like they know what they want and they're very passionate about it. These people will be incredibly talented as well. They will likely be creative in some way and very, very funny. I think the Knight of Wands is like, I don't know, he reminds me of like a class clown, like some funny, witty, and charming person. So I know that you're going to be having a ton of fun with these people. You could be attracting a love interest who is a fire sign or who has those kind of qualities that we just mentioned. And for many of you romantically, I do see that somebody is pursuing you because, like we just mentioned, the Knight of Wands is a go-getter and the Knight of Wands is not a shy person. Like if he likes you, he will let you know, he will pursue you. So maybe that's a change that is happening in your love life. Like if some of you guys have been into somebody who has been kind of shy around you or kind of quiet, they might start to come out of their shell more, show more of their funny side, show more of their confident side. Perhaps they just needed some time to warm up because I do sense that this is who they truly are. Maybe they're just kind of shy at first. But you are being pursued this month. Yes. And with this change as well, maybe many of you are going through a change in your relationship status. So if you are single, maybe now you're in the status of like seeing someone. If you were seeing someone, maybe you're in the status of committed. If you're committed, maybe you're in the status of engaged or living together, or you know, something is changing, something is shifting in your relationship status. Maybe some of you guys are even shifting from like in a relationship or seeing someone and shifting to single. But I do have to say that message would only be for those of you who are wanting to be single, because I really only see positivity here. I don't really see a lot of super like heavy or intense sad kind of energy. This does look like a really happy month. Maybe those of you who have had a breakup in the past, this is when you're really feeling like you've moved on. You're really feeling like you're coming out of the darkness and you're starting to feel yourself again. Yeah, actually that makes more sense, because I don't know anybody who like immediately comes out of a relationship and is super happy. Well, I guess it depends on the situation. So there are many different ways that this energy can manifest, but it looks incredibly happy and uplifting for you guys. Like your social life is going to be thriving so much. Okay, so moving on now, let's take a look at your career and studies. We have the Hierophant and taking risks. So for the Hierophant, first of all, this represents somebody who has authority. So those of you who have like higher ups in your job, like maybe you're working under a boss, or those of you who are a student, this could be representing your teacher. They are going to be favoring you this month. Basically what I see is that you guys are leaving a very positive impression on your higher up. So they're going to come to respect you, they're going to come to favor you. Some of you will be receiving some sort of praise or reward from them. Some of you guys are getting a very nice referral letter. That's definitely just for some of you, but if you're applying for anything where you need like a reference or you need somebody to write a letter for you, somebody who has been like your boss or your teacher or something is going to come through and write something really, really nice about you. I see that your superiors are really respecting and praising you this month. On an alternative interpretation, this Hierophant can actually be you. So for those of you who don't resonate with the previous interpretation, then this Hierophant is you. So maybe Spirit is trying to bring to your attention that you have knowledge on some subject, that you have authority on some sort of subject. Spirit may even be encouraging you to become a teacher, to share your knowledge with other people, or to put yourself out there more because you're a lot more talented or a lot more knowledgeable than you give yourself credit for. For an example other than teaching, why do I always just think of the example of a tarot reader? I'm so unoriginal, but let's say you guys wanted to start a tarot channel, but you're feeling like, no, I don't know enough, I'm not good enough at it. The Hierophant is coming through to tell you guys like, no, you're actually more advanced than you think you are, and you have more authority on this subject than you might realize, and people could actually benefit from your knowledge and your wisdom. So I think this can apply to any project, any path that you guys are pursuing. Even if you're a student and it's like someone's asking you to tutor them or teach them, you have the necessary knowledge. You guys can be more confident in your field than you currently are, is what I'm seeing with the Hierophant. And if you do have superiors or higher ups, I'm sure that they would attest to that. Now we have the Taking Risks card over here, so maybe this will just be a message for some of you guys, but if there's any move that you've been wanting to make in your career, if there's any project or business that you've been wanting to start, and there is some element of risk, like what if I fail, what if it doesn't go well, this is your sign to go for it. Like you guys were meant to spread your wings and fly. You guys were meant to soar. You were meant to excel. You have a flying bird, you have a freaking hot air balloon, you have a butterfly. Like there's so much symbolism of you guys being lifted up and flying. You were meant to go big. This is your spirit guides telling you to dream big and go for it. With the great risk will come great rewards. And I don't want to like scare you guys, but I'm just looking at the setting sun here, like it's slowly turning into a night sky. Maybe your spirit guides are suggesting that this chance will not be there forever. So the month of June is really the time for you guys to go for it. I feel like this is an important window where if you take action and if you take a little bit of risk, you can be really, really successful. It doesn't mean that you won't be successful if you do it later. I just feel like this is the like magic, this is the magic ideal window for you guys to make this move. This could also be referring to maybe some of you guys need to speak up to authority. Like if you've been feeling like, I don't know, if you've been feeling like you deserve more pay at your job, or you've been wanting a different position and that feels kind of risky to bring that up, like you're not sure how the higher up person is going to react, this can also be a message from your spirit guides to go for it. Like ask for that position, ask to be put in charge for that project, ask for the pay raise that you want, ask for the time off that you want. This person respects you and they will respect your request. And I think that most of you will be rewarded, but regardless, I don't think that this higher up is going to, think negatively of you or think any differently of you if you put it out there. And even if they say no, it will stay in the back of their mind and they might actually come back around later and say, look, I've been thinking of that request you made and I think that I can accommodate something. So don't be afraid of getting a rejection. Again, it's not going to change this person's opinion of you. Maybe you need to ask a teacher for an extension or something. I don't know. It could be many different things, but Go for it, speak up, take that risk, is what your spirit guides are saying with this one. Okay, so moving on to your final cards, this is going to be your spiritual and personal growth. So we have Temperance here, and we have Solitude. Okay, your guides are asking you to be more consistent with your spiritual routine. Okay, so things like your meditations, things like your journaling, things like your spell work, if you guys are doing spells. It could even be things related to your health with the Temperance card, like if you guys have an exercise plan or stretching, or you've been trying to go outside and get fresh air more, things like that. Your guides are asking you to be more consistent with it. And I'm definitely guilty of this. Like, I do intend to meditate every day, but it doesn't really happen. And sometimes even when it does happen, I kind of get distracted, you know, like I can't really get in the zone, and I start doing other things, and I don't really give it an honest shot. I'm definitely guilty of that. But yeah, your guides are asking you to be more consistent with your routines, especially those pertaining to spirituality, reflection, clearing your head. They're saying that is really important for you. So maybe you guys are the type to like get easily distracted. Like if you have time alone, it's not like you have to be meditating every single time when you're alone, or you have to be in this deep reflective state every single time. Sometimes you just want to relax and watch your shows or whatever it is, but there needs to be a balance, you know, and this Temperance card is all about balance. So maybe your guides have just found that you're getting a little bit more distracted these days. Maybe when you do have time to yourself, you're like, I don't know, on social media or watching stuff, which again is totally fine sometimes, but it seems they've noticed that it's affecting your spiritual routine. Maybe they even just want you to like check in with them more often. Like they miss you. Do your spirit guide meditation more and come talk to us. But yeah, things like that, things that you would plan to do every day, like a daily meditation, daily journaling. If you are more consistent with that, it will bring rewards. They just miss you and they want to help you get back on track. Okay. I think it's really as simple as that. They don't have that much else to say there. So just a little reminder to get on track. Anyway, yeah, so those are all the messages that I have for you guys today. So I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below as well. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number threes, so if you guys chose the orange selenite, this is going to be a reading all about your June 2021. So let's get right into your cards, starting with this oracle card right here. This is going to give us a look into the general energy of your month of June, as well as anything your spirit guides want you to know about this month. And the energy that we have for you is new beginnings, and this is such a beautiful card. The landscape beyond this doorway, it looks so hopeful, it looks so promising. The messages I'm hearing for you guys for the month of June is the wait is over. You should be very proud of yourself. The tough part is over. I feel a lot of freedom and celebration in this card. Like I'm imagining you running out into this beautiful landscape barefoot for some reason and just frolicking and being lighthearted. It's like a huge weight is being lifted for you guys. You're finally at the end. You're finally seeing your accomplishments come through. You're finally seeing your manifestations materialize in the physical world, and it's time to start living in the reality that you have longed for such a long time. I feel like a lot of you guys are closing the chapter on situations that made you feel powerless, that made you feel stuck. things have life breathed into them again. Things are moving again. It's interesting, like all 3 piles have these amazing kind of messages to them. Like there's big positive changes coming. There's a new chapter coming. You're going to feel super energetic and vibrant. I don't know if there's like something going on collectively, but every single pile has had a message like this, and it just makes me so happy to be able to deliver this kind of message to you guys. A specific message for some of you, for those of you who have been wondering if you should stay in your current situation or if you should move on, some of you guys have been staying in your current situation out of fear. So it's not necessarily that you want to be where you are or you love where you are, but it's more like, I feel like you guys are afraid of what would happen if you move on. You're afraid of that element of the unknown, and your guides are saying like, you can't stay where you are forever from a place of fear. It's time to move on. It's time to embrace this change and this new beginning. However, that isn't going to be the case for everybody, because there are some of you who are truly staying where you are from a place of love, like you really have hope for your current situation and want to see it through. In that case, then this new beginning will come in your current situation. So it's like a rebirth or a new chapter in your current situation. So the message to move on is for those of you who are staying out of fear. So I want to take a look at the guidebook because I just got this deck recently. I'm still getting familiar with it, and I want to see what messages it has for this new beginnings card. This card heralds a brand new chapter in your life. You've already noticed challenges or even breakdowns in relationships that have always been familiar to you, both at work and in other situations. This is because you're at a turning point in your life, and certain factors need to leave before the good stuff can come in. It's been a long, hard slog, but there's a glimmer of hope sparkling in the distance that indicates a destiny you've been wishing for. New ideas, successful projects, and golden opportunities await. You have a second chance. Throw caution to the wind and trust in the great mystery as you walk into your future. So there's also a spell in this guidebook for every card that pertains to the energy of the card. I'm not going to read the spell, but if you guys do want to do this spell for yourself, I'm going to leave this book open, and then you could maybe pause the video so you can read it. And yes, feel free to do that. But I'm going to get on with the reading now. So the next cards that I have for you guys are the Tea Leaf Oracle cards, and these are going to show us some specific events that will happen in the month of June, things to look forward to or things to watch out for. So we have the Empty Chair, someone is leaving your life. We have Wealth. Oops. And Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. So these are kind of interesting cards to come out together, and it's also interesting because it sort of matches with the message that was in the guidebook that we just read, which said that some old things need to leave your life before the good stuff can come in. And these messages together say someone is leaving your life and someone you know is undependable and insincere. So it looks like in the month of June, many of you guys are cutting off a toxic relationship in your life. So for some of you, you guys are going to be working up the courage to put distance between you and another person who has had a toxic influence in your life, who hasn't been there for you, who hasn't treated you in the way that you deserve to be treated. I think that this is going to feel really good and really liberating for some of you. For others, this may be the other way around. So this person is actually walking away from you. You guys need to remember for the month of June that anybody who is leaving your life, their intentions for you are not pure. They wouldn't be reliable to you. They wouldn't be trustworthy. They wouldn't respect you in the way you deserve to be respected. Maybe some of them have not been honest with you, or they just have some less than pure intentions. So just remember that anybody who is leaving your life in the month of June, it's because they are not meant to be in your life. They don't have the best intentions for you. They're not going to be a match to this beautiful future that you are walking into. For those of you who have been wanting to distance yourself from somebody, I see that you will have the courage and the confidence to stand up for yourself and to cut the ties with them in June. That takes a lot of courage, and it can be really tough depending on your relationship with that person. So if you guys are in that position, I want to say that I'm really proud of you guys for coming to that conclusion to distance yourself from the people who are bringing you down and put yourself first. And with this wealth card, I don't really think that this is related, but this is just an additional message from your spirit guides that there is some form of wealth and abundance coming to your life. I do think it is probably like literal monetary wealth, because we do see this money falling down from the sky in the wealth card. I'm thinking about how when I was holding the wealth card, I suddenly dropped it. So this could be like money falling into your lap out of nowhere, money that maybe you forgot you had coming to you, or it's just a complete surprise, like somebody decides to bless you with this additional money. But another message that I see here is that Spirit is encouraging you guys to focus on your career in the month of June, because any efforts that you put in during this month are going to be greatly rewarded. And if you guys are, feeling upset or feeling down in any way by this relationship that is leaving your life, I think that maybe your guides are saying focusing on your career, keeping yourself busy is going to be a good way to take your mind off things. Like, make sure you're not getting too in your head or too in your feelings about the situation. But I do feel that whatever shift is happening here, it is going to be very positive for you guys. It is going to be very liberating. And once this person has left your life, I actually think you're going to feel their absence in a very positive way. Like, wow, ever since this person has left my life, I feel a lot more confident in myself. I feel like I trust my own judgments more. I feel more free. I feel more independent. I feel more myself. And it might take some time, but through their absence, I think you are going to realize this. You actually feel better. Okay, so let's move on now to the specific areas of your life. I have a tarot card and an oracle card each for the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships cards. For your tarot card, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And, I love this card. It's so sweet. For your oracle card, we have blessings. So you guys are being blessed in the relationship department. There will be old energies that are leaving, but there are going to be new energies that are coming in. And your positive existing relationships, I feel, are going to blossom and flourish even more. This might have been a romantic interest, this person who is leaving your life. I'm just remembering that message that I picked up in the beginning with this card. It will really depend, like, if you guys are staying in your current situation out of a place of fear, then that means it's time to move on and welcome new blessings. If you're staying truly out of a place of love and hope that things are going to work out, and this is a really good person with good intentions for you, then this blessing can be, with somebody who is already in your life. But I am getting a romantic feeling from this for most of you guys. Like, some blessing is coming into your love life, whether it's developing things with your current person of interest or a new soulmate is coming into your life. But with these pink flowers, I feel such a pure, sweet attraction. I see somebody who is very affectionate. I see somebody who is, slowly opening up like a flower and expressing their emotions. I really see somebody who is pure at heart. Perhaps they are quite playful or quite innocent in the way that they express themselves. The canary on this card, it's making me think of singing, of sharing your voice. So there could be very strong expressions of feelings in this month. There could also be a literal message about singing in here for some of you. So pay attention to songs that you hear. Pay attention to the lyrics in songs. They could have messages for you about your love life. Or if you guys are a singer, this is going to be really, really for a select few of you. If you guys are a singer, you're being encouraged to write a song to this person. Or maybe they're a singer and they're going to write you a song, or they're going to sing for you. There's something about songs and singing here. It could just be, you know, picking up on signs in music, but I thought I would put that message out there. You guys are definitely being blessed with a new love this month, or with an existing love being brought to its full potential. But what I see with the Seven of Pentacles here is that you guys have been putting a lot of work. You guys have really been putting a lot of work into yourself. In the context of this reading, the Seven of Pentacles is really making me think of that labor of love, like when you're tending to a plant and you are trimming off the leaves and you're watering it and you're making sure it gets the appropriate amount of sunlight every day, whether it needs direct or indirect sunlight, really tending to its unique needs. And I feel like you guys have been really cultivating your self-love, really learning to turn inward and pay attention to yourself. Check in and see what you want, what you need, what needs changing in your life, what needs tweaking. You're really becoming attentive and very caring to yourself. And this is a labor of love I see here in the Seven of Pentacles. And you've realized what is best for yourself. You've realized what you deserve. You've put in the work to remove your limiting beliefs, to remove your blockages when it comes to receiving love. Like, if Spirit had a hat, it would tip its hat to you, because you guys have really put in the work for your well-being and for your happiness. And what I see in June is now someone is coming in to reflect that back to you, to mirror that back to you. So somebody whose intentions for you are just as good as your own intentions for yourself. And I feel with the Seven of Pentacles, for a lot of you, it really has been a long time coming. Like I said, I think it's romantic for many of you, but it could be platonic. It could be a friendship as well. But this is a very sweet, playful, pure connection. You guys might bond over music, or you might be musicians, and there's going to be a lot of communication between the two of you in the month of June. You will be in very frequent communication with each other, and you're really going to be cheering each other up and lifting each other's spirits. And I think it's the yellow, it's the yellow color of the bird that is making me think that. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look now at your career and studies. We have the Two of Wands and Inner Peace. Amazing. Okay, quickly, I just heard for some of you, there's an opportunity for you to make money online, or you're going to be making money online in the month of June, whether that's through like online sales, like a shop, or some sort of content, or maybe you're doing freelance work online or something like that. But another message that comes with the Two of Wands is beneficial partnerships. And I think that that's really reinforced because there are two fish swimming together on the Inner Peace card. Fish can also be a sign of abundance, by the way. So there is some business partnership, it looks like, that is coming to you guys with another individual, or it could be with an organization as well. But it's a work agreement that is going to be very beneficial to you. It's going to bring you a lot more opportunities. It's going to bring you access to more resources and to more connections as well. It's really going to broaden your world. Also, something about the work you're doing in the month of June, you're going to have more freedom. You're going to have more independence. and you're going to have more power. I'm also seeing with the Two of Wands, there's some new opportunity or new possibility that's coming to you. The Two of Wands is kind of a card, it makes me think of like branching out or discovering a new possibility, like off of what you're currently doing. So maybe you guys are being introduced to like a new branch of the work that you're interested in, or you're starting to, have your eyes on a new but similar field to what you're doing, maybe starting to explore the possibility of trying out a new option in your job. And there could be some work that you guys are doing in the month of June that's like, it's a little bit different than usual. It's a little bit different than your normal job description. Like maybe there's some special temporary project that is being assigned to you. Or maybe you're just branching out and trying new things on your own. But it feels like in the month of June, you're kind of doing something different. You're kind of playing around with your options. You are making additional income. Some of you guys are going to be finding a second source of income. And again, there's going to be some sort of beneficial contract or partnership with another individual or an organization. For this Inner Peace Oracle card, it looks like there's not going to be a lot of stress for you guys in the month of June. In fact, I think that you're going to be having a lot of fun at work or at school. I do think that there will be work to do, but it kind of feels like less serious. Like maybe it's easier work, or it's just more fun, or maybe because you have more freedom, it allows you to be creative, have fun, do it your own way. But it's like the usual stresses aren't there. I can compare it to like when you show up to school and the teacher says we're gonna watch a movie today. That's what work or school is gonna be like for you guys, but like for the whole month of June. So there's something that is making you like relax a little bit, take things less seriously. You're doing something that is kind of different from the regular routine and what you do every day, like having fun with something new. It feels like this kind of energy. I hope that that's not too vague. Maybe that is ringing some bells for some of you guys, or maybe you will just have to wait until June and see what's going on here. But in any case, it looks very happy. It looks a lot less stressful. The typical worries that you have or burdens that you have when it comes to your job or your studies, it just seems like they're not there, or they're not affecting you as much because you have your inner peace. And we also have this wealth card that came up earlier, so additional income. Okay, so let's move on to your final cards. These are going to be for your spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Devil. This is the first time I've seen the Devil in this deck. It's kind of spicy, isn't it? Okay, and we have flexibility. All right, so the Devil and flexibility. And it's interesting because the Devil is about like being restrained. It has a very like rigid energy. You could feel trapped, you could feel stuck. And then flexibility is kind of like the opposite of that. So if this is pertaining to your spiritual or personal growth, I know I've seen earlier in the reading that you guys are doing an amazing job at working on self-love. Okay, there are a couple things that are coming up here, but essentially this is about balance. So one of the things is a balance between your intuition and your ego. This flexibility card, it actually kind of reminds me of the High Priestess, and that's just because there's a tiger on it and there's a tiger on the High Priestess in the wild unknown. There's really no other reason for that. But that is a card about our intuition, while the Devil represents our ego. And I know there's a lot of emphasis in the spiritual community about, like shutting up your ego or turning off your ego and listening to your intuition and focusing more on your intuition. And I think that's because most people have an imbalance where they are very ego driven or very fear driven. So they have to like turn up the volume on their intuition more. But we're not trying to completely silence the ego. And that's not, I don't know, maybe it's possible in some very exceptional circumstances. But if you're a human living in a society, it's impossible not to have an ego. An ego is what protects you. An ego is what distinguishes yourself from others. There are a lot of negatives that can come from it, like, feeling insecure and comparing yourself to others and being very hard on yourself and things of that nature. But the ego is not to be demonized. The ego is not all bad. So there's like a balance here where we want to strike the perfect balance of having our intuition turned up, but without beating ourselves up for having an ego or completely dismiss what our ego is saying. Because if we listen to what our ego is saying, we can actually gain a lot of insight about ourselves and what we need and what we want and what we're afraid of and who we want to be. Of course, we don't want to let it get too loud and completely take control over us, but it's just not accurate to think that it's completely wrong or evil or needs to be shut off either. So maybe in the month of June, there's a focus for you guys, like trying to find that balance of letting your ego speak, but not letting it completely take over. The other thing that I thought of with these cards is, weirdly enough, the balance between taking action and leaving things up to the universe. I don't really know where that comes from here. Maybe it's like you guys are insecure and being very hard on yourselves about not taking enough action. Maybe your default is to, put the blame on yourself. Like, I need to take more action. I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing the right things. And maybe there's a need to learn more to just let go and say, your move, universe. I've taken my action, and now I will patiently wait for you to bring me my blessing, because it is kind of a back and forth like this. Taking action is important, but also stepping back and giving the universe time to respond to our action is also important. And maybe you guys are really caught up on the idea of like, I need to be taking more actions. I need to be doing this. I need to be finding out what the next move is. And Spirit is kind of telling you guys to relax. If you don't know what the next move is, it's okay to wait, like to wait for that to be shown to you. If there's no action that you particularly feel like taking right now, then you don't have to take an action. When it's time to take an action, you should feel very good and very sure about it and very excited about it. And it should come to you intuitively. So, don't worry so much about like, I need to be super productive and I need to do more. I guess that's what happens when the ego gets too strong. The intuition knows that it's okay to wait. It's okay to relax and step back and let the universe do what it needs to do. Okay, I can see how that comes full circle. So just striking a balance is important. We don't want to be too much in our ego and material-based, action-based thinking, and we don't want to be too much in our passive and receptive, non-physical state either. It's really important to have both. So that's like, I guess that's your task of reflection. That's not a real thing, but that's what Spirit wants you to reflect on and focus on this month. Okay, so I'm gonna end your reading there. That's all the messages I have for you guys for June 2021, and the sun is starting to set now, so it's getting dark. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!